Welcome to the News on the Hour on Providence Television International. I am Ugbebo Ikekwa. Former Vice President and African Democratic Congress presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar has launched a fresh attack on President Bola Tinubu's administration, accusing it of intolerance towards dissent and attempting to conceal Nigeria's worsening economic realities through statistical manipulation. Atiku also condemned the presidency's criticism of former Catholic Archbishop of Abuja, John Cardinal Onayekon, over his remarks on the state of the nation, demanding an immediate apology to the cleric and the Catholic Church. He also accused the presidency of choosing political attacks rather than addressing the concerns of members of the Catholic Bishops' Conference of Nigeria, who highlighted the high level of poverty and hunger Nigerians face under the Tinubu administration. Atiku described the Catholic Church as one of Nigeria's enduring moral voices, noting that its leaders have consistently spoken in defense of the poor, vulnerable and oppressed, regardless of the government in power. He commended the Catholic clerics for their courage, stressing that they had fulfilled their moral responsibility by openly expressing concerns about the country's economic and political situation. The publication of President Bola Tinubu's nomination papers for the 2027 presidential election by the Independent National Electoral Commission has reignited controversy over his educational qualifications after the documents showed that he did not list his primary and secondary school certificates in the educational qualifications section of his personal particulars. The development has triggered fresh political debate, with opposition parties questioning the omission and demanding explanations from both the president and INEC, while others insist that the issue has already been settled by the courts and should no longer dominate political discourse. The controversy followed INEC's publication on Saturday of the nomination forms and supporting credentials of presidential and vice presidential candidates in line with the timetable for the 2027 general election. A review of President Tinubu's EC9 nomination form showed that the president listed only a Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration from Chicago State University, while the spaces provided for his primary and secondary school qualifications were left blank. However, he attached copies of his university degree certificate and National Youth Service Corps certificate to his nomination papers. The leadership of the People's Democratic Party, loyal to the Federal Capital Territory Minister, Nyesom Wike, has declared that the publication of its presidential candidate by the Independent National Electoral Commission has put to rest months of speculation over its participation in the 2027 presidential election. The party described the inclusion of its presidential candidate, Sandy Ono, and his running mate, Babangida Umar, on INEC's published list of candidates as a major milestone in its preparations for the 2027 general elections. In a statement issued on Sunday by the party's National Publicity Secretary, John Gudo Mohammed, the PDP stated that the publication had effectively laid to rest what it described as sustained misinformation and propaganda aimed at undermining confidence in the party. Human rights lawyer Femi Falana-San has called for economic measures against South African companies in Nigeria over recurring xenophobic attacks on Nigerians and the destruction of their businesses in South Africa. Falana emphasized that mere diplomatic protest might not compel the South African government to take decisive action against attacks targeting Nigerians, and urged the federal government to adopt measures based on the principle of giving back in return in international relations. He also expressed concerns that the move by the Nigerian government to approach the African Union to protest the attacks will not yield positive results, as it might only end up with the adoption of a resolution without concrete enforcement. And it's been celebration all day here at Providence Television International. And you might wonder why. It is the birthday ceremony of the Chief Executive Officer of Providence Television International, Dr. Emmanuel Egariba. Like I said earlier on, it's been celebration all day. The management and staff of Providence Television International heartily congratulate our amiable, charismatic chairman and chief executive officer, Dr. Emmanuel Eyariva, on the occasion of his birthday celebration. We wish you God's abundant blessings, fulfillment of all your heart's desires, and the grace to continuously impact lives positively like you have always done. Most of all, we wish you the best of health and many, many more happy returns. Happy birthday, sir. And the CEO, Dr. Emmanuel Eyariva, expresses his sincere appreciation to his family, Catholic priests at home and abroad, friends of Providence Television International, St. Joseph's Catholic Church laity, well-wishers at home and all over the world, Edo College Old Boys Association, Benin Branch, NBC Radio Nigeria alumni, Bendel veteran journalist, Uniben alumni, PCRC Edo State and SEA Division, and the Catholic Men Organization, CMO, Benin City Deanery. Once again, congratulations to our creative and humane chief executive. And I must assure you, immediately after the news, I'm joining the party again. A seminarian and some worshippers were kidnapped by bandits on Sunday morning during Mass at St. Joseph Catholic Church, Inoyi, Afa in Udi local government area of Enugu State. The Enugu State Police Command confirmed the incident, with the State Police Public Relations Officer, SP Daniel Ndukwe, stating that 3 persons were abducted during the incident, while 1 was rescued. The Enugu State Commissioner of Police, Maman Giwa, has directed all commands to intensify operations to ensure the safe rescue of the other victims and the arrest of the suspects. He appealed to residents to remain calm and urged them to continue providing credible information to security agencies, assuring that every available operational resource has been deployed to secure the release of the victims and bring the perpetrators to justice. And on the foreign scene, firefighters early on Monday worked tirelessly to contain huge blazes in the northwestern U.S. city of Spokane, as hundreds of structures were reduced to ashes. Thousands of people were ordered to evacuate their homes over the weekend as 3 separate fires broke out in and around the city. The National Weather Service had warned of extremely critical weather conditions which could lead to fire outbreaks due to strong winds and exceptional dryness. As at Sunday morning, the 3 fires had burned a total of 5,390 acres of land. And to sports, Team Nigeria concluded an impressive campaign at the 2026 Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, Scotland, finishing as the highest-ranked African nation after placing 7th on the final medals table with 24 medals. The Nigerian contingent secured 10 gold, 7 silver, and 7 bronze medals, earning a place among the competition's top 10 nations and reinforcing the country's status as one of the game's standout performers. The final standings, released by the Glasgow 2026 Commonwealth Games organizers, showed Australia topping the medals table with 171 medals, comprising 70 gold, 45 silver, and 56 bronze. England finished second with 110 medals, while Canada claimed third place with 62 medals. Nigeria's campaign was highlighted by several outstanding performances across athletics and para-sports. The Director General of the Lagos State Sports Commission on Saturday confirmed Lagos as the host of the 2026 CAF Awards. The annual CAF Awards is expected to attract some of Africa's biggest football stars and stakeholders, recognizing exceptional performances recorded over the previous year across club and international competitions. The 2026 CAF Awards will honor the continent's top football talents across several categories, including Men's Player of the Year, Women's Player of the Year, and Interclub Player of the Year. Other categories are Young Player of the Year, Coach of the Year, National Team of the Year, and Club of the Year. The venue of the event is the Wole Soyinka Center for Culture and Creative Arts, formerly the National Theatre. European football's governing body, UEFA, in a statement on the 1st of August 2026, disclosed that the association has lost confidence in FIFA president Gianni Infantino following his shelved plan to allow private investment in World Cup events. UEFA had been at the forefront of the opposition to FIFA's plan for FIFA Forward Enterprise, a planned commercial subsidiary to run events such as the World Cup and Club World Cup. While UEFA welcomed the withdrawal of the proposal, it did not hold back in its criticism of Infantino, whom it claimed had broken promises he made when he sought to be elected as FIFA president in 2016. Galatasaray has turned down an approach from Arsenal for Nigerian striker Victor Osimhen after senior officials from the Premier League club travelled to Istanbul in an attempt to negotiate a deal. Rather than submitting a straight cash offer, Arsenal proposed a swap deal that included Swedish striker Victor Gyökeres plus an additional £30 million. Tottenham Hotspur are also ready to enter the race for Osimhen, whose club has valued him at 150 million euros. Osimhen has scored 107 goals in 145 appearances across all competitions over the past 4 seasons, while his record in the Champions League stands at 16 goals in 27 outings. And to the weather report. The weather forecast for Tuesday, 4th August 2026. In Abuja, there will be scattered thunderstorms with a temperature of 26 degrees Celsius. In Lagos, it will be partly sunny with a temperature of 29 degrees. In Benin, there will be light rain with a temperature of 30 degrees. In Port Harcourt, it will be mostly cloudy with a temperature of 30 degrees Celsius. In Kaduna, it will be partly sunny with a temperature of 30 degrees. In Enugu, it will be mostly cloudy with a temperature of 29 degrees Celsius, and in Sokoto, it will be partly sunny with a temperature of 33 degrees. In Washington, it will be sunny with a temperature of 27 degrees Celsius. In London, it will be partly sunny with a temperature of 29 degrees. And in Johannesburg, Rome, and Paris, it will be sunny with temperatures of 20 degrees Celsius in Johannesburg. In Rome, it will be 36 degrees Celsius. And in Paris, it will be sunny with a temperature of 31 degrees Celsius. And to the exchange rates, one United States dollar presently stands at 1,383 naira. 1 euro, 1,592 naira. 1 British pound, 1,862 naira. And the Canadian dollar, its equivalent in naira, is 985, and the Australian dollar 968. And that's the news on the hour on Providence Television International. Don't forget to drop your comments in the comment section, as the CEO will be looking forward to see your birthday wishes. Once again, do have a lovely day.